So, good morning, students. In today's schedule, small change. And 8 to 9 chemistry class will be there, and 9 to 10 maths class will be there. Right. So, in yesterday class, we have discussed regarding preparation of alcohols from alkenes. The first one is addition of water in the presence of H2SO4. The second one is hydroboration, oxidation, and third one is oxymercuration and demercuration. So these are the three methods what we discussed in that. Addition of water to alkenes in the presence of H2SO4 takes place according to Markovnikov rule, and this process involves rearrangement of carbocation even, whereas hydroboration oxidation is not involved in any rearrangement, and the reaction takes place by anti-Markovnikov addition, and here in this process syn addition takes place. Whereas in case of oxymercuration and demercuration, addition of water takes place according to Markovnikov rule, and here also no rearrangement of carbocations. No, there is no formation of carbocation, so there is no rearrangement takes place here. But here the addition of water molecule takes place by anti-addition mechanism. So these are the three preparation methods what we discussed in the last class. Now today we are going to discuss about preparation of alcohols from carbonyl compounds. So what are carbonyl compounds? See, the compounds which contains C double bond O. So this is called as carbonyl group. What are the compounds that contains carbonyl group? And different functional groups which contains this carbonyl group are aldehydes, RCHO. Now in place of H, if you take R, that becomes RCOR, that is ketone. R, if you take OH, RCOOH, that is carboxylic acid. If you take OR, that is RCOOR, ester. If you take Cl, nothing but acid chloride, RCOCl, acid chloride. Otherwise, if you take NH2 here, that is RCONH2, amides. So these are all the compounds which contains carbonyl group, C double bond O. In that, so right now we are going to discuss about preparation of alcohols from aldehydes and ketones. So now reduction of aldehydes and ketones. See, there are so many types of reducing agents are there. So different reducing agents are used in different conditions depending on reactivity of reactants. So here I mentioned around 6 reducing agents here. Hydrogen in the presence of platinum, palladium or nickel. This is called as catalytic reduction. Sodium in ethyl alcohol. A metal plus acid, zinc, tin, iron, like that. The metal plus acids like HCl, H2SO4 and acetic acid. This mixture is used as a reducing agent. NaBH4, sodium borohydride, LiLH4, lithium aluminum hydride, and the mixture of aluminum isopropoxide and isopropyl alcohol. So aluminum isopropoxide and isopropyl alcohol are used. So these are the reducing agents what are commonly used for reduction of aldehydes and ketones. So these aldehydes and ketones can be reduced by using any one of these reducing agents. Now here I mentioned just a catalytic reduction, means reduction in the presence of palladium. So now here aldehyde group is reduced to alcohol group or CH2OH. I'll mention very clearly here CHH. Nothing but this is RCH2OH. So aldehydes on reduction in the presence of catalyst gives primary alcohols. This is a primary alcohol. So primary alcohols are formed during a reduction of aldehydes. Let us take an example for this. CH3CHO, acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde plus hydrogen in the presence of palladium. So actually here, if you observe clearly, the overall process that takes place is nothing but what the carbonyl group we have taken here. So just break the pi bond between carbon and oxygen, add two hydrogens, one to carbon and one to oxygen. That means this carbonyl group is changed to COH. This means aldehyde, carbonyl group is converted to alcohol group. Break the pi bond, add one hydrogen to oxygen, one hydrogen to carbon. That is the final product. So reduction of aldehydes and ketones, aldehydes in the presence of catalyst gives primary alcohol. So this is CH3, CH1, nothing but called as acetaldehyde. So reduction of this acetaldehyde gives ethyl alcohol. Here also just break the pi bond, add one hydrogen here and one hydrogen here. Then you can get CH3, CH2, OH, which is nothing but ethyl alcohol. Right. So reduction of acetaldehyde gives ethyl alcohol. Now similarly, take a reduction of ketones. So if ketones, same reducing agent here also I am going to use palladium. So reduction of ketones gives secondary alcohols. This is a ketone, and this on reduction we can get R, C, OH, H, R. Nothing but R, C, H, OH, R. The same we can represent in a simple manner like this: R, C, H, OH, R. So what type of alcohol this is? This is a secondary alcohol. This is a secondary alcohol. Now let us see an example for this. CH3, CO, CH3, acetone. And this on reduction in the presence of the metal palladium, or you can also use not only palladium here you can also use platinum or nickel or palladium, any one metal you can use as a catalyst here. Then here also just break this pi bond, add one hydrogen here and one hydrogen here, then we can get CH3, CH, OH, CH3, which is nothing but isopropyl alcohol. This is isopropyl alcohol. So this is the preparation of alcohols from aldehydes and ketones. So by reduction of aldehydes and ketones, we cannot prepare tertiary alcohols. Only primary alcohols are obtained from reduction of aldehydes, whereas the secondary alcohols are obtained from reduction of ketones. So reduction of aldehydes and ketones cannot give tertiary alcohols. Only primary and secondary alcohols we can get. Then, what about the remaining other catalysts? Under what conditions we can use? Let us see some other examples I'll take. So this is nothing but a catalytic reduction. So catalytic reduction of aldehydes gives primary alcohols, whereas catalytic reduction of ketones gives secondary alcohols. This is one over. Now come to the second one. So sodium in ethyl alcohol. So here, like one more example here. See, if the same reduction of aldehydes is carried out in the presence of a sodium and ethyl alcohol, that is called as a Bouvelet-Blanc reduction. Same, just same process takes place depending on the catalyst what you're using, the name change here. So if the reduction is carried out in the presence of a sodium in ethyl alcohol, for example, CH3, CH2, CH2OH, sorry, CHO, propanol. If this is reduced in the presence of sodium and ethyl alcohol to give a CH3, CH2, CH2OH. So it's same process, just the catalyst you have changed, that's all. So here reduction of aldehydes in the presence of sodium in ethyl alcohol takes place. Then we can get propyl alcohol, which is a primary alcohol. And this reaction, that means the reduction in the presence of sodium in ethyl alcohol is called as so Bouvlet-Blanc reduction. Next, one more. Suppose if the reduction of aldehydes is carried out in the presence of aluminum isopropoxide and isopropyl alcohol mixture, that is called as Meervin-Pondorf-Verley reduction. In a short form, this is written as a MPV reaction. Meervin-Pondorf-Verley reduction. And the reaction is RCOR, ketone. So when a ketone is allowed to react with means isopropyl alcohol in the presence of the catalyst aluminum isopropoxide, CH3, CH3, CHO. This is isopropoxide taken thrice Al, aluminum isopropoxide. So this reduction of this ketone in the presence of aluminum isopropyl alcohol in the presence of aluminum isopropoxide. So what the change takes place here? This ketone is reduced to alcohol. This alcohol is oxidized to acetone. That means this ketone is reduced to RCHOH, R, and this isopropyl alcohol is oxidized to acetone, CH3CO, CH3. So this reaction is called as a Meervin-Pondorf-Verley reduction. So these two reactions not necessary for PUC, but in objective they are asking questions by giving reactions what the product obtained. Okay, same type of products, but catalyst is changed, that's all. Here and here, in all these process what we are discussing here, same type of products takes place, but the catalyst is different, that's all. So these are the two other reactions where we can use sodium in ethyl alcohol or aluminum isopropoxide and isopropyl alcohol as catalyst. Next, under what conditions we use NaBH4 and LiAlH4? So what is the difference between this first case and fourth and fifth cases? Under what conditions we have to use this catalyst? Process is same, but in different cases we are using different catalyst. Now let's take, I'll take one more condition. Now I'll take an unsaturated aldehyde. CH2 double bond, CH single bond, okay, CH3. First I'll take CH3, CH double bond, CH single bond, CHO. Now this is right here now. Suppose if this is subjected to reduction by using a different catalyst. Suppose if this process is carried out by using this first case, that is H2 plus nickel or platinum or palladium. What will happen here is, here aldehyde group is reduced to alcohol. In addition to that, what the unsaturation is there, that unsaturation also will be reduced. That means we can get the product like this: CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. Both aldehyde group as well as unsaturation both can be reduced by hydrogen plus nickel or platinum or palladium. Suppose if we carry out the same reaction by using either NaBH4 or LiAlH4. Now if you use here NaBH4 sodium borohydride or LiAlH4 lithium aluminum hydride, here also reduction of aldehydes takes place without any affecting the unsaturation in the given compound. Then what the product formed here is CH3 CH double bond CH single bond CH2OH. So if you observe clearly the difference, in first case aldehyde group as well as unsaturation both get reduced. But here in second case, only the aldehyde group is reduced to alcohol without affecting unsaturation of the given compound. So whenever you want to prepare unsaturated aldehydes or ketones, under such cases we use NaBH4 or LiLH4, and those reduces without affecting the unsaturation of the given compound. Whereas remaining, if you take have catalytic reduction, whereas catalytic reduction can reduce both unsaturation as well as aldehyde group, both will be reduced. But here in this case, one small exception is there, except beta aryl compounds. Except beta aryl compounds, in all other cases, only aldehyde group is reduced without affecting unsaturation in the given compound. Suppose if a given compound contains a beta aryl group, in such case, unsaturation also will be reduced even in the presence of NaBH4 or LiLH4. Let us take one example. I'll take C6H5, CH double bond, CH single bond, CHO. This is alpha carbon, functional group attached to the carbon, alpha carbon. Next carbon, beta carbon. On beta carbon, aryl group is there. Now, in this case, where beta carbon contains aryl group, in such case, both aldehyde group as well as unsaturation also will be reduced in the presence of same NaBH4 or LiLH4. Only in this, except this exception case, in all other cases, only aldehyde group is reduced but not unsaturation of the compound. Now, what the product formed here is C6H5, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. This is the product. Okay. So, this is a reduction in the presence of NaBH4 and LiAlH4. So, this is different cases where we use different reagents for the reduction of aldehydes and ketones. So, overall, reduction of aldehydes gives primary alcohol, whereas reduction of ketones gives secondary alcohols. Now, if you have used a hydrogen plus catalyst, then the unsaturation of the given compound also will be reduced. If you want to reduce without affecting the unsaturation, then we should use NaBH4 or LiLH4, except in one case, that is when beta aryl group is present. When beta aryl group is present, in the presence of even NaBH4 and LiLH4 also, unsaturation also will be reduced. Now, if you use this sodium methyl alcohol as a reducing agent for the reduction of aldehydes and ketones, that is called as a Bouillet-Blanc reduction. Or if you are using a aluminum isopropoxide and isopropyl alcohol mixture, then the reduction process is called as Meerwein-Ponndorf-Verley reduction. So this is regarding a reduction of aldehydes and ketones, from which we can prepare primary alcohols and secondary alcohols. Now, come to the second case. So reduction of carboxylic acids. So reduction of carboxylic acids. What is the general formula of carboxylic acid? RCOOH. Okay, right. So this carboxylic acid, when reduced in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride, LiAlH4, or even sodium borohydride also we can use here. Sorry, only LiLH4, not sodium borohydride. LiLH4 followed by water. There is a acidification, the addition of transfer of proton takes place from water. So reduction of carboxylic acid in the presence of LiLH4 followed by reacting with water gives RCH2OH. This is actually what the process takes place here is, first this carboxylic acid is reduced to aldehyde, and then that aldehyde is reduced to alcohol. The process takes place actually here is RCOOH. Okay, and then how the process takes place is, this LiLH4 releases H minus hydride ion. That H minus attack here at this carbon. Then when H minus attack at this carbon, this electron pair is gained by oxygen. Then H minus will be attached here, and this becomes, by gaining this electron pair, O becomes O minus. And then this again this electron pair is released to here, and then OH minus gets separates. If we remove OH minus and this pi electrons comes to here, then what will you get? RCHO. Again this RCHO will be attacked by H minus, for then we can get RCOO minus, sorry, RCH2O minus. To that by transferring proton from water molecule, we can get RCH2OH. There is a mechanism, not necessary. First hydride ion H minus attacks this carbonyl group, and this carboxylic acid is reduced to aldehyde first. And then that aldehyde group can further attacked by hydride ion and forms RCH2O minus, and that RCH2O minus accept a proton from water, then give alcohol. But one thing here we should not take the mixture of LiLH4 and water. Lithium aluminum hydride and water mixture should not be taken. First the compound is allowed to react with lithium aluminum hydride. After that the product what is formed there, that is allowed to react with water. The mixture of this directly should not take there. Okay, so overall process here is a reduction of carboxylic acid in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride gives alcohols. Let us take an example here. CH3COOH. So reduction of this is nothing but acetic acid. So reduction of acetic acid gives CH3CH2OH. Nothing but ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is formed by reduction of acetic acid. So if you observe here, the overall change in this process is this carbonide group is converted to methylene group. That's all. That means in the reduction of carboxylic acid to alcohols, the overall change that takes place is the carbonyl group of this carboxylic acid, and that is converted to methylene group. This is the overall change that takes place during this reaction. Okay, so here acetic acid is reduced to ethyl alcohol. So this is the reduction of carboxylic acids to give alcohols. So this reduction of carboxylic acids can give primary alcohols only. Secondary alcohols and tertiary alcohols cannot be obtained by the reduction of carboxylic acid. There is no change in alkyl group. This carbonyl group, CO group, is reduced to CH2 group. That's all. Without any rearrangements, nothing is there. Okay. So this is a reduction of carboxylic acid. Now, reduction of esters. Now see. So how to prepare alcohols from esters? By reduction process. Actually, this is a commercially used method for the preparation of alcohols from carboxylic acid, not esters direct. Actually, reduction of carboxylic acids with LiLH4 is a somewhat expensive process. That's why carboxylic acids are not directly reduced to alcohols. First, carboxylic acid is converted to ester by reacting with a known alcohol, and then that ester is subjected to hydrolysis to give alcohol. Let us see here now. I will take a carboxylic acid, RCOOH. So reduction of this is difficult directly because LiLH4 is more expensive. So for that, first this carboxylic acid is allowed to react with an alcohol R-OH. then what you will get here? We will get in the presence of H2SO4. In the presence of few drops of H2SO4, carboxylic acid is allowed to react with alcohol. Then it gives ester RCOOR dash plus H2O. Okay. Now this process is nothing but called as esterification process. Alcohols react with carboxylic acid in the presence of a few drops of constant H2SO4 to form ester plus water. This process is called as esterification. And now what the ester formed here, this ester is subjected to catalytic reduction. Means what we discussed earlier, hydrogen plus platinum, nickel or palladium. So hydrogen plus either nickel or platinum or palladium. So there is nothing but a catalytic reduction. So now the catalytic reduction of this ester gives RCH2OH plus R dash OH. That means here this cleavage takes place. This RCO group is reduced to RCH2OH. R dash O becomes R dash OH. So if you observe here, what the alcohol in the beginning we have used for conversion of this carboxylic acid into ester can be regenerated at the end of the reaction. So it will not be consumed there. Now the overall process is nothing but RCOOH is reduced to RCH2OH, not directly in two steps. First we are converting acid into ester by reacting with an alcohol, and then that ester what is formed here is subjected to catalytic reduction. This is nothing but a catalytic reduction. So this catalytic reduction of ester gives two alcohols. This RCO forms one alcohol, that is RCH2OH, and R dash OH. This is. Now let us take a simple example for this. I'm going to take a CH3COOH, acetic acid. So this acetic acid on reaction with ethyl alcohol, I will take an example. Acetic acid react with ethyl alcohol in the presence of a few drops of concentrated H2SO4. Then we can get a CH3COOC2H5. This is nothing more called as ethyl acetate. As you know the nomenclature, esters are named as alkyl alkanoate. This is the alkyl group, this is alkanoate group. Ethyl ethanoate or ethyl acetate. Ethyl acetate is common name, ethyl ethanoate is IUPAC name. Okay. And plus water will be formed. Now this ethyl acetate on catalytic reduction, hydrogen plus platinum, palladium or nickel, either you can take. Then this CH3CO group is reduced to CH3CH2OH, and this C2H5O group is reduced to same ethyl alcohol C2H5OH. So what the ethyl alcohol in the beginning we have used, that is reproduced. The overall change is nothing but acetic acid is reduced to ethyl alcohol. This is the overall change. So like this, commercially acids are reduced to alcohols, not directly, by indirect method like this. First converted into ester, and then that ester is subject to reduction easily by using a catalyst. So this is a preparation of alcohols by the reduction of esters. Third one. Now come to one more method. So reduction of acid chlorides. Okay, yeah, reduction of acid chlorides. What are acid chlorides? See, in carboxylic acid RCOOH, if OH minus is replaced by chlorine, this is called as acid chloride. And now this acid chloride on reduction in the presence of LiAlH4 followed by water. or you can also use NaBH4 also. So reduction of acid chloride RCOCl gives RCH2OH. So this is the product what is formed there. So reduction of acid chlorides gives alcohols. If you want an example here, CH3COCl. This is called as acetyl chloride. Acetyl chloride. So this acetyl chloride on reduction in the presence of same lithium aluminum hydride LiAlH4. Then what we will get here? So we should get here CH3CH2OH. Nothing but ethyl alcohol is obtained. So reduction of acid chlorides gives alcohols. So what we discussed till now, all contains carbonyl group. Aldehydes on reduction gives primary alcohols. Ketones on reduction gives secondary alcohols. Carboxylic acids on reduction gives primary alcohols. Esters on reduction gives primary alcohols, or you can even produce a secondary or tertiary also depending on the group of alkyl present in that compound. And reduction of acid chlorides gives alcohols, primary alcohols. Even so for the reduction of acids, we can also use diborane BH3. So BH3 in the presence of THF followed by reaction with water. So that also we can use as a reducing agent. Now see here, I give a list of compounds and reagents which can reduce different compounds. CHO, C double bond O, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, COOH, COCl, acid chloride, COOR, ester, RCO taken twice O, acid anhydride, and one more alkenes double bond. This is, so these are different types of compounds. So all these aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid, acid chloride, esters, acid anhydride, as well as alkenes, all these undergo reduction. So I am going to take different types of reducing agents here. NaBH4, LiAlH4, catalytic reduction H2 plus Ni, next reduction in the presence of BH3, means nothing but by using diborane as reducing agent. So if you use NaBH4, NaBH4 can reduce aldehydes, ketones, as well as acid chlorides. Aldehydes, ketones, and acid chlorides are reduced by NaBH4, whereas this carboxylic acids, esters, acid anhydrides, and ketones are not reduced. So if you take LiAlH4, lithium aluminum hydride. See, lithium aluminum hydride can reduce aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, acid chlorides, esters, as well as acid anhydrides, but not alkenes. Alkenes cannot be reduced. Now, so if you take hydrogen plus nickel, H2 plus Ni. So this can reduce all the groups what we have mentioned here. All these aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid, everything will be reduced here. Okay, so reduction of all this takes place. Now, in the presence of diborane, B2H6 or BH3. So BH3 or B2H6 we can use as reducing agent. What we discussed yesterday class. hydroboration of alkenes, nothing but addition of diborane to alkenes, and the reduction process takes place. Now, here reduction in the presence of BH3 can take place all these except acid chlorides. Except acid chlorides, the remaining are reduced by diborane. So these are different reducing agents what we are using in conversion of organic compounds into alcohols or some other. Okay, just remember this data. NaBH4 can reduce aldehydes, ketones and acid chlorides. LiLH4 can reduce all these except alkenes, whereas catalytic reduction can reduce all. Reduction of the presence of catalyst can reduce all these functional groups, whereas reduction of the presence of BH3 except acid chlorides, the fourth one, except acid chlorides, the remaining all will be reduced. So this is regarding so preparation of alcohols from the reduction of carbonyl compounds, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid, acid chlorides, esters. So from this what we discussed still now. This is the second preparation method, preparation of alcohols by the reduction of carbonyl compounds. Now I'll go for a third preparation method. Let us see now. The third preparation method is from a Grignard reagent, what we discussed in haloalkanes. So Grignard reagent. So preparation of alcohols from Grignard reagent. What is Grignard reagent? Alkyl magnesium halide, or MgX. Alkyl magnesium halide is known as Grignard reagent, which is known as an organometallic compound. There is a Grignard reagent. Let us see first one. Reaction of Grignard reagent with formaldehyde, first I'll take HCHO. When Grignard reagent is allowed to react with Grignard reagent, so this Grignard reagent can split as R minus and Mg plus. These carbonyl compounds mainly undergo nucleophilic substitution, nucleophilic addition reactions. That means in this first R minus attacks this carbonyl carbon, then this electron pair is gained by oxygen, and this MgX part will be attached to oxygen. This splits into R minus and MgX plus. Carbonyl compounds mainly undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. So first the nucleophile R minus can attack this carbonyl carbon, thereby this pi electrons gained by oxygen and becomes O minus. At the O minus, MgX will be attached. That means we can get an addition compound here first. This gives HCOMgX Addition compound is formed. And this addition compound of Grignard reagent with formaldehyde, this is subjected to hydrolysis. But hydrolysis takes place. And this on hydrolysis, what will happen here is, so this MgX plus combines with OH minus of water and gets separated as MgOHX. Means this MgX plus combines with OH minus of water and gets separated as MgOHX, and in place of this MgX plus, H plus will be attached to oxygen. Now this becomes R, this is R, CH2. At this oxygen, H will be attached to OH. Then what the alcohol formed here? This is a primary alcohol. Primary alcohol will be formed as the product. So addition of Grignard reagent to formaldehyde followed by the hydrolysis of the addition compound gives primary alcohol. Okay, right. So from Grignard reagent we can get primary alcohol by reacting with formaldehyde. So if you want an example, just replace this R with CH3 and write the equation as it is. Then what you will get? Here I'll take CH3MZI. Here I'll get CH3. Here I'll get CH3. That means CH3 CH2OH, which is nothing but ethyl alcohol. So when formaldehyde is allowed to react with the Grignard reagent, then we can get primary alcohols. Without doing all this in a simple manner, how to find the product? Let us see here. When Grignard reagent is allowed to react with the formaldehyde, what the product obtained here is, just take a alkyl group in the Grignard reagent first. This is the Grignard alkyl group present, whatever it may be, either alkyl or aryl or whatever it may be. Alkyl group of Grignard reagent. And to that, just add CH2OH. That is the product formed. This is the product formed when a Grignard reagent react with formaldehyde. Directly you can identify without doing all this mechanism also. Okay, right. Now, let us see the reaction of Grignard reagent with other aldehydes. Aldehydes other than formaldehyde I am going to take. What are aldehydes other than formaldehyde? General formaldehyde, RCHO. RCHO plus a Grignard reagent R-MZX I am taking here, just to differentiate these two alkyl groups. And these two groups may be same or may be different. That's why I represent here as R dash. Here R and R dash may be same or may not be same. Two possibilities are there. Now, just like as earlier, add this R to R dash to carbon and this MZX part to oxygen. Then what will you get? R C O MZX HR. And now this on hydrolysis, just like as earlier. Then on hydrolysis, this MZOHX gets separates, just like as earlier. MZOHX. And what the remaining are, say how to find the product here. Just remove MZX, add oxygen here, add hydrogen here to oxygen. That's all. That is the product. Then this becomes R CH R dash OH. So what is the product formed here? The product formed here is a secondary alcohol. So addition of Grignard reagent to aldehydes other than formaldehyde gives secondary alcohol. Formaldehyde gives primary alcohol. Other than formaldehyde, if you take any other aldehyde, that always gives secondary alcohols. Let us take an example for this. CH3 CHO, nothing but this is acetaldehyde. Now this acetaldehyde is allowed to react with I'm going to take a ethyl magnesium iodide to differentiate both alkyl groups, or you can take same here methyl, any group you can take, no problem. So it is allowed to react with ethyl magnesium iodide. Then what the product formed here? CH3 C OMZI H C2H5. I just write C2H5 this side, H here, all right. Okay, so this is addition compound, and this addition compound on hydrolysis with water, then the product formed will be CH3 CHOH, and this is C2H5 plus MZOH halogenous iodine. MZOH I will be formed. So addition of ethyl magnesium iodide, this is ethyl magnesium iodide. Addition of ethyl magnesium iodide to acetaldehyde gives an additional compound. That additional compound on hydrolysis gives a secondary alcohol. This is nothing but a butane 2-ol. Butane 2-ol. So butane 2-ol will be formed as the product. So this is the preparation of secondary alcohol from Grignard reagent by reacting with aldehydes. Formaldehyde gives primary alcohol. Other than formaldehyde, if you take any other aldehyde, that gives secondary alcohols. Then how to produce tertiary alcohols? Same, Instead of aldehydes, if you take a ketones, then we can get tertiary alcohols. Let us see the same equation. I'll just do some small changes. You can get tertiary alcohol preparation. What is this? This is aldehyde. Now, in this aldehyde, I'll just replace this hydrogen with R. Now this becomes ketone. Now this is a ketone. This is the third preparation method. This is ketone. This ketone is allowed to react with the Grignard reagent. Then here also in place of H, what will come? R. An addition compound is formed, and this addition compound on hydrolysis, what you will get here? R, and this is R dash. What is the nature of this alcohol? This is a tertiary alcohol. So the tertiary carbon OH group is attached. This is tertiary alcohol. Means addition of Grignard reagent to ketone followed by hydrolysis gives tertiary alcohols. Here also the same example, one small change I will do here. Instead of H, I will take CH3. What is the name of this compound? This is acetone. Acetone is allowed to react with here also I will take a methyl magnesium iodide. See, this also I will change. Now this is methyl magnesium iodide. Acetone, when allowed to react with methyl magnesium iodide, then we can get an addition compound here. This is CH3, CH3. This is the addition compound formed. And this addition compound on hydrolysis, we can get an alcohol, CH3, CH3, which is nothing but tertiary butyl alcohol. Small changes I did here. So, addition of Grignard reagent to ketone followed by hydrolysis gives tertiary alcohols. Take an example, acetone. Addition of methyl magnesium iodide to acetone gives an addition compound. This addition compound on hydrolysis gives tertiary butyl alcohol. So this is the preparation of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols from Grignard reagent. See the total I will write in a single equation here. HCOH, and this is allowed to react with Grignard reagent. First step RMGX, and the second one is hydrolysis. Okay. Then what we got here? HCHOH. Simply what the changes, if they give aldehyde or ketone, what the change you have to do is you just break the pi bond between oxygen and carbon. At the carbon, add the alkyl group of Grignard reagent and add hydrogen to oxygen. That is your final product. That's all. Okay, just do one thing. Break the pi bond, add alkyl group of Grignard reagent to carbon and hydrogen atom to oxygen. That is your final product. Now, in the same equation, instead of this H, if you take R, then instead of this H, you can get R. Now that becomes secondary alcohol. Say I will separate otherwise. RCHO in the presence of same reagent. Yeah, what the change we have to do? RCH is there. O, add alkyl group to carbon, hydrogen to oxygen by breaking pi bond. So what type of alcohol this is? This is a secondary alcohol. This is a primary alcohol. So in object exam, if they ask any question, don't write addition followed by hydrogen, all those. Just take the compound RCOR. This is ketone. And what the compound found means, just take RCOR. Break the pi bond. After breaking pi bond, what the alkyl group present in the Grignard reagent, add that to carbonyl carbon and add hydrogen to carbonyl oxygen. There is oxygen. Then what the product found here? Tertiary alcohol. That's all, simple. In PU's examination, if they ask the same, just start the step by two-step mechanism. Okay. So overall, formaldehyde gives primary alcohol, other aldehydes gives secondary alcohols, ketones gives tertiary alcohols when allowed to react with Grignard reagent. Okay. Right. Now let us take one more example. See, we can also produce tertiary alcohols when Grignard reagent is allowed to react with esters or even with alkyl cyanides. So here RCOOR dash. This also contains carbonyl group na. When this is allowed to react with RMZX, Grignard reagent, then what happens? Then here also same process, first addition takes place and we can get RCOMZX OR R dash. I'll adjust it. OR dash, let it be R. Okay. Overlay. All right. Now, this is addition compound. And this on hydrolysis is not under hydrolysis. Then what happened here is, here due to steric hindrance, this is less stable. Now from this MgOH OR dash gets separates and we can get RCOR plus MgXOR dash. So due to steric hindrance, this MgX and OR dash gets separates. Then what we got here? Ketone. Means when esters are allowed to react with the 1 mole of Grignard reagent, then we can get ketone. And then what the ketone formed here? This ketone can form further react. Just now we discussed the ketone what is formed here. This can further react with the Grignard reagent followed by hydrolysis. Ketones on reaction with the Grignard reagent. What you can get here? Tertiary alcohols. This is a tertiary alcohol. So esters when react with 1 mole of Grignard reagent, they use ketone, and the ketone what is formed there that can further react with Grignard reagent to give tertiary alcohol. One more example. RC triple bond N, cyanide. Even when cyanides are allowed to react with Grignard reagent, same process takes place here. When this is allowed to react with the Grignard reagent RMZX, then first addition takes place. This electron pair is gained here. R is attached here. MZX is attached to nitrogen. Now this gives R C R double bond NMZX. R C double bond NMZX and then R, and this on hydrolysis. This on hydrolysis, this is converted to RCOR plus MZXNH2. That means what the process takes place here is, just remove this double bond, add here to this double bond carbon, add oxygen. In the place of 2 valences for nitrogen, add 2 hydrogens, we can get the product. RCO double bond is there. To this double bond, add oxygen and add 2 hydrogens to nitrogen atom from the water. Then you can get ketone plus MZXNH2. Again, this ketone can further react with 1 more mole of Grignard reagent followed by hydrolysis with water. Then what you get here? RCOH R. So we can get tertiary alcohols. So when esters are allowed to react with the Grignard reagent, first it gives ketone. The ketone can further react with the Grignard reagent to give tertiary alcohol. Otherwise, cyanides. Even when cyanides react with the Grignard reagent, first they give ketone, and that ketone can further react with the Grignard reagent to give tertiary alcohols. For all esters as well as cyanides on reaction with the Grignard reagent, they can give primary alcohols. Okay. Right. Now let us see. from epoxides. What is epoxide? In a compound, if oxygen is bonded to two adjacent carbon atom, that is called as epoxide. Okay. Now, when Grignard reagent is allowed to react with epoxide, this is split as R minus and Mg plus. Now, this R minus can attack the carbon which is less sterically hindered. This is symmetrical. Either this carbon or either this carbon, either we can attack. So, this R will attack here. Whenever R attack here, this electron pair is gained by oxygen and O becomes O minus. At the O minus, MgX plus will be attached. So, R attack here, R CH2 O minus. Now to this O minus, this MgX will be attached. OMgX. Now this on hydrolysis. So this on hydrolysis we can get R CH2 OH plus MgOHX. That means this MgX plus combines with OH minus and this CH2O minus combines with H plus. Then we can get alcohol. Even we can also get secondary alcohols also depending on the nature of the epoxides. So the last three what we discussed, just additional information for objective they are asking. So esters on reaction with the Grignard reagent gives tertiary alcohols. Nitriles, that is cyanides on reaction with the Grignard reagent gives tertiary alcohols. Even epoxides when react with the Grignard reagent, we can get alcohols. Either primary or secondary, both are possible depending on the structure of epoxide given. So overall, formaldehyde gives primary alcohols. Other aldehydes give secondary alcohols. Ketones gives tertiary alcohols. Esters gives tertiary alcohols. Nitriles gives tertiary alcohols. Epoxides gives either primary or secondary depending on the structure of epoxide. Okay, so this is regarding preparation of alcohols from Grignard reagent. Yeah, remaining tomorrow will continue.